Homework 16, question number 9. A news group is interested in constructing a 99% confidence interval for the difference in the proportions of Texans and New Yorkers who favor a new green initiative. So as you can see here, the question is intended to construct a confidence interval for the difference in proportions, which means the calculator you will be using is basically the z-estimate or the z-test difference of proportions. That is the one, and you're going to navigate to confidence intervals. So that is the calculator you will be using right here. Going back to the question, of the 603 random selected Texans surveyed, 355 were in favor of the initiative. So we have the sample size for Texans, and we have the number of successes, which is 355 for Texans. So we will go here, and we're going to use the number of successes method because that is what we were given. And again, the number of successes is 355, and the sample size is 603. So 355, 603. Hopefully I did the numbers right. And the 527 randomly selected New Yorkers, so that is the sample size surveyed, 457 were in favor of the initiative. So the sample size is 527, and the number of successes is 457. 527, and the number of successes is, I should have been filling up this part, but let me just continue. 457. Okay, so I used the wrong calculator, so I'm going to try one more time. This is the confidence interval calculator. So x1 is 355. 603 is the first sample size, Texans. 457 is x2. And 527 is the sample size. The confidence level from the question is 99% confidence level. 99%. Not this one, it's this one, 99. And we're going to calculate the confidence interval. As you can see here, we have the confidence interval in an interval notation. We have the confidence interval proportion plus or minus the margin of error. That is the point estimate plus or minus the margin of error. So we're going to fill in the information. So here goes the lower bound of the interval, which is this number right here. I'm going to paste it. And then let me just make sure it is the correct answer. -0 point. And then the second one is -0.2143. Let me just submit. Maybe I got it right. And then to answer the second part, if many groups of 603 random selected Texans and 527 randomly selected New Yorkers were surveyed, then a different confidence interval would be produced from each group. About blank % of these confidence interval will contain the true population proportion of the difference in the proportions of Texans and New Yorkers who favor a new greenish initiative, and about blank % will not contain the true population difference in the proportions. So what this statement here explains is basically it explains the meaning of the confidence interval, which basically if we have the process done, then because of the confidence level is 99, we know that 99% of the confidence interval will contain the true population, while only 1%, which is the remaining, that is 100% minus 99%, will not contain the population proportion. And that is basically the interpretation of the confidence interval for difference in proportions. And that is how you should answer question number 9 and any similar question that is related to estimating a population proportion for a difference of two proportions